In the village of Omu, the hunters know the boundary. Beyond the ironwood trees, the forest belongs to spirits. Olaolu was the finest, but hunger is a loud master. It makes a man forget the ancient oaths. He crossed the line marked by the elders, where the birds stop singing and the shadows begin to breathe. There, in a patch of divine light, he saw it, a deer with fur like liquid gold, a prize to feed his village for months. But the golden deer is no animal. It is an Eween, a guardian of the red earth. Testing the heart of a hungry man, he let the arrow fly, and the world of Omu changed forever. The arrow didn't draw blood, it drew light. A sound like shattering glass echoed through Omu. Olaolu stood frozen. The wind had died, but the earth beneath him began to growl. He turned to run, but the path was gone. The trees moved like giants in the dark. Every leaf became a watchful eye. The hunter reached for his bow, but it felt wrong. It was no longer wood. It was flesh and ancient memory. Olaolu cried out, but no sound came. The forest doesn't just trap the body. It hunts the mind. His red beads grew heavy, like stones from the river. He fell to his knees on the red earth. And for the first time, the Ewin spoke. The weight of his greed was no longer a metaphor. It was a physical anchor, pulling him toward the judgment of the red earth. Olaolu reached for the light, but the light was cold. Suddenly the forest fell silent, a silence that tasted like copper. He saw them then, the hunters who came before him, men who had also crossed the line, men who never returned to Omu. The Ewin whispered again. The deer was the key to the gate. By taking its life, you have locked yourself within the roots. He tried to pray to the Orishas, but his voice was a dry wind. The forest began to show him what his greed had cost. His mother, waiting at the hearth, was turning into wood. Her tears were sap. Her heart was a seed. Olaolu clawed at the sand, screaming for a second chance. But the grove does not bargain with the hungry. It only waits for the final surrender. The red earth didn't just swallow him. It began to change him. His mahogany skin became the bark of an ancient iroko. The stone beads on his chest glowed with a dying light. He saw the first spirit reach out a hand made of mist. It whispered a name he hadn't heard since childhood. The forest floor opened like a hungry mouth. Olaolu felt his human heart beat for the last time. He was no longer a hunter. He was becoming a monument. The blue pillar shattered into 1,000 stars. The spirits began to chant in a voice like grinding stone. They were welcoming their newest guardian to the grove. But deep within the bark, a spark of amber remained. The ancestors had forgotten one thing about Olaolu. He wasn't just a man. He was the son of Omu. And the son of Omu does not go quietly. He woke to a silence that wasn't a silence at all. It was the sound of the forest, remembering him. Before him stood Omu, but the huts were built of bone. The ancestors walked here, their feet never touching the dirt. They spoke in a language of wind and falling leaves. Olaolu could not answer. His tongue was made of dry bark. He saw his own father sitting by a bonfire. His father didn't look up. He was carved into a chair. The ancestors don't die. They just become part of the grove. Olaolu felt the first root pierce his heel. He realized then he was the new wood for the village. The starlight faded. The bark closed over his eyes.